in southern Poland, near Tarnow, in a clearing of the Buczyna forest, whose location we provide in the description, is the site of execution and final resting place of thousands of innocents, as a result of a massacre that occurred during World War II. In this silent forest of centennial trees, in what should be a dreamlike place, the air becomes denser, and an atmosphere of pain prevails. Presiding over the place, we find the monument that commemorates the massacre, when around 10,000 people from Tarnow were executed. More than 6,000 Jews and about 2,000 Polish Catholics from the Tarnow ghetto, where life was already inhumane due to overcrowding, hunger, lack of water and hygiene, and diseases, were transported to this bucolic forest of ancient trees and systematically executed en masse, reaching the peak of barbarity in June 1942. In the pits they had previously dug themselves, thousands of bodies were piled one on top of the other, and the location of these pits is marked on the ground, painted in blue for Jews and in white for Polish Christians. But among all the pits in the place, one stands out with drawings, toys, candles, and photos, and tells an even more cruel story, when the Nazi soldiers faced another problem, as they didn't know what to do with the children of the people they had massacred, who were crammed together, without food, drink, or the slightest hygiene conditions, in a small house that the Nazis had dubbed the orphanage. The final destination of these 800 children, the youngest of whom were babies and the oldest were barely 8 years old, was a decision that was made quickly. On June 11, 1942, according to the account of Commander Agus Hafner, the children were transported by tractor to the place where their parents' bodies lay, where they were forcibly unloaded, lined up, and executed with a shot to the back of the neck, falling one after another into the pit, causing indescribable scenes of panic. Some historians claim that the children were thrown into the pits alive, and then the soldiers threw grenades into them, and that the smallest babies were killed by grabbing them by the legs and smashing them against tree trunks or large stones, atrocities that could be true given the proven inhumanity of the Nazis. And with a feeling of sorrow that chills the spirit, we leave this dreamlike forest, transformed into a place of terrifying memory, and although it is practically unknown, it should be visited in honor of the victims of this massacre.